YouTube. This is Which J Today, formerly known as JJ or Fortnite Fails JJ. And this J Today is actually DJJ. Yes, I'm going to go more detail over when I talk about the channel updates and stuff. But I was thinking of coming back for a while now. I've been trying to come back, but it's been kind of hard for me to finally get up, get a news article or something, press record, give my thoughts. It's been hard to do that. Been kind of gotten comfortable not doing anything. But hey, what got me coming out of mothballs was this video that Benzino sent to me. Channel Benzino. He's like, yeah, somebody, Nick Blaze Wright, or as he goes now, Blaze Wright, finally responded to me. But he doesn't know that it's me. He actually thinks that it's Benzino, this channel Benzino that made the video. And he's like, oh, you only took 12 seconds or 30 seconds of my video, and you put this other thing together and you didn't even respond. Or you barely responded to my video. You took one part and just ran with it. If you did really any real research, you'd understand that Benzino is not really a content creator, or well, he is, but he's not necessarily making his own content like that. He's not on the mic speaking. I think he did that for like one video where he was talking about how M pretty much left Proof's mom for dead. But he's more like a archive person. Me and him are pretty cool. He's giving me some content that I could react to, like your video. And he's giving me your new video that I will be reacting to. But yeah, he didn't do this. I did it. So, make sure you respond to me. Make sure you actually respond to my video. You only responded to a clip of my video. I think the pot is calling the kettle black. Or you're just misinformed. You need to do better on your research, like I said before. I mean, for like crying out loud, it says my name in the title of the video. How did you miss that? Well, okay, we're about to... Oh yeah, and I also did another video that Benzino actually gave to me, was the Kwame Brown video. About how B1, TBA, Tyreek Nasheed, all these other guys, they're dead wrong about Kwame Brown. I stand with Kwame Brown. I want to put that video at the end, in the description, somewhere. You should also... The guys that see this should also look at that. But yeah, let's get into Nick Blaze Wright's response to me and Zeno.
Okay, guys. So apparently, this video came out like you know, back in August. I completely forgot about it because this guy wasn't even in my goddamn radar. He wasn't in my freaking radar. So if for any of you who's been following me for a while, how many of you guys remember that freaking Nick Cannon Eminem beef, so to speak? Even though Nick Cannon was pretty much beefing with himself, because Eminem just felt like, you know what, I ain't about to respond to this crap.
And that was Eminem being a coward. Because you can't call somebody out and then be like, you know what, when they respond, I'm not gonna say nothing to this. You're too irrelevant for me to respond. Oh, you want to destroy my career? You have to get one. You do realize if he doesn't have a career, then why the heck are you talking about him? That's like if Jay-Z came at Nas, and then when Nas responded, this dude's irrelevant, I don't have to say nothing to him. What the heck? If that was Jay-Z's response, think about it. What if that was Jay-Z's response to Ether? Oh, you know what? He's an irrelevant. I'm rich. I'm making more money than him. I'm more popular than him. I don't have to respond to that. No, you lost. That's what you're saying. You lost. There's no other way you could spin this. Same thing with Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon and Eminem. If M doesn't respond, then you've lost. Because if that's the case, you don't call somebody out that you're not going to respond to. If he's not on your level for you to respond to, then he's not on your level to call out to begin with. That's how that works.
So apparently, I was caught under fire by another small content creator called Benzino. Not.
Bruh, get your facts straight. You were called out by me. It was reposted by Zeno. But I did it. You're talking to me, probably him, because he does have enough videos and stuff stitched up together to where you can understand his thoughts and how he thinks of things. You could have responded to him too, but the video you're talking about, you're responding to me. And well, maybe him if you choose to.
Not the rapper Benzino or the love and hip hop Benzino. Nah, it's some other Benzino out here. So apparently he called me out about that whole Nick Cannon and Eminem beef, because I had the nerve to say that Eminem was one of the goats, and Nick Cannon was a freaking race baiting idiot. In those 3 diss tracks. Apparently,
no, M's not a GOAT at all. If you think that he is the GOAT, you just simply have not consumed enough hip-hop. You are simply a casual. Now, you can argue about him being your favorite rapper. You can say, oh yeah, he's my favorite rapper. By no means he is the best rapper today. When he came out, no, he wasn't the best. He is not the greatest rapper of all time. Considering who he is and the success that he's had, he is a footnote in the hip-hop books, but as I said, a footnote. Oh yeah, and you didn't call Nick Cannon race baiter. You called him racist. How? You didn't have that smoke for M when he was calling black men spear chuckers and moon crickets, because M's come out and said that too. Where was the smoke? Oh yeah, Eminem's racist for that. But all of a sudden, a black man calls him out on something that he's actually done. Oh well, you're racist. You're a hater. You're irrelevant. What you said don't matter.
I got called out for that. So, oh God, yeah. So this is what one of my earlier videos when I had the set right here, so I was still pretty new, trying to elevate my whole channel. But let's go ahead and listen to this guy about what he said about me. My bad. I had this thing on mute for a second. And prime example, this video that I did was a freaking 12-minute video. This fool ended up using only 30 seconds. Which goes to show he's an idiot.
The video that I made was not 4 minutes. It didn't have 20 seconds of your content. It had 100% of your content beginning to end. That was a clip of my video. And it had my name in the title. So if you, don't know, you should know that I've responded to the whole thing. And well, hopefully you'll see this video, since you're able to see Zeno's video that he's made all this time ago. You should see this and understand that I've responded to you. We're going to need you to explain how that saying what belongs to me, what I created belongs to me and only me, is racist. I'm going to need you to explain that one to me, like for real.
I know, he asked. Okay, so what? First of all, I don't even know what the hell this guy's talking about. First of all, it belongs to me. I created this. Nick Cannon did not create rap. First of all, his rap career wasn't even that great to begin with. So he didn't create rap. He was just a part of it, a small midge. So if you want to talk about more people in the rap game that's more influential, that position goes to Eminem. If you want to say Nick Cannon was influential And rap music, that's kind of the same thing saying like freaking Soulja Boy was influential, which his freaking BS music probably started Lil Pump.
First off, idiot, since I have to spell this out to you, I am not saying Nick Cannon created rap music. That would be preposterous considering how it might have been out longer than he's been alive. I don't know how old that dude is, but it's probably out longer than he's been alive and I am saying Nick Cannon as a representative of black people, and a lot of black people who've had problems with M have been saying, and white rappers period have been saying, you people are coming in talking about how, yes, we are the best of all time. We surpassed this person and that person, and then we look at it and was like, you know what, this might be alright. Sometimes we'll say that, but this is not better than a Busta Rhymes, a Cannabis, a Rap God, the this rapper and the that rapper, and even on the beat side of things. It's not better than DJ Jazzy Jeff or the this one and the that one. It's not better than these people, but you keep on saying they do something a halfway decent. It's the best thing ever. No, it's not. And Nick Cannon technically is influential if you just want to think about the people he's helped with his rap career, their rap careers. That's his influence. Your influence doesn't have to be necessarily you standing at the mic. Now, have you measured everything that he's done for people in their rap careers? How all these people are eating off of Nick? Just look at Wild 'N Out, man. We got some of the best rappers on the East Coast and West Coast and whatnot on his show. Doesn't anybody know Hitman Holler? That's Nick Cannon's influence right there. And Soulja Boy needs respect. Soulja Boy is influential. Soulja Boy is the reason. Soulja Boy and Lil Wayne. These are the reasons why we have people like the Migos out right now. You ought to be thanking Soulja Boy and Lil Wayne for that. They started this. I give those two credit for this new wave of music that we've got today. Now, we've had some of the worst versions of it. After all, rap music as a whole is trying to be. The execs are trying to dumb it down. But there's been amazing things that, I mean, come on, Soulja Boy invented clickbaiting that everybody on YouTube is trying to do today. I mean, he's done some cool things. He's shown how to work your way up to the top without a record label. Now, what a record label's doing, they're saying, if you don't have a movement behind you, we're not signing you. We don't want to do that work. You have to have at least something before we sign you. Soulja Boy was the first one to do that. Yes, Soulja Boy is very influential. And to say that, oh, well, he only got Lil Pump. I mean, he's made, Soulja Boy is pretty much, his influence, just think about the whole depressing aspect in rap that's now alive and well these days. That these, like these Little Junos of the world. Well, Little Juno's a bad example. Little Juno is an industry plant. He's now goes by the name Juno, but he's copying all of these guys that are in the depressing area of rap because he doesn't write his own lyrics. People are writing it for him. He's buying songs and whatnot. But yes, Soulja Boy's pretty influential in the space of hip hop. He doesn't get the respect he deserves. That's why he keeps on going around talking about, I'm the first one to do this, I'm the first one to do that, and you look and be like, oh my God, he actually did do that. But he doesn't get the credit that he deserves.
But this dude is freaking racist. Now I want to play. I just found out about Eminem's music to be murdered by Side B.
Bro, how are you gonna throw something out there like that and not explain that? You haven't explained to me how Nick Cannon is racist.
Okay, so in those 3 diss tracks, Nick Cannon called Eminem a Klansman because he's white. He said, hey, yo, M, you voted for Trump, admit it. saying that because he's white. He made fun of him for being a stepdad in this video 2021. And like for real, those first 2 points alone, that was race.
He says that because he came out against Trump, and he did that right before an album released. So it shows that he doesn't do anything unless he can absolutely get money for that. So, I mean, as a lot of rich people, they were losing money because Trump, because Trump's not in office now. If you look, people are like, hey, Trump was the better one. And if you saw before, he was the better one in terms of business. You get a Democrat, they want to tax you to high hell. Nick Cannon, knowing this, says, considering how he won't do anything for the people, even when it comes to just using your voice, he's not going to say anything unless he has an album coming out, and he needs these downloads or whatnot, these views, so he can be relevant. Why would he be doing something for the people now, behind the scenes, when he publicly won't do anything for the people? It doesn't make any sense. Not to mention, I don't remember saying, I didn't know that calling somebody a stepdaddy or making fun of them being a stepdaddy, I didn't know that was racist. And I think I put a video, I didn't upload a video, but I put a video on my playlist explaining what that stepdaddy reference was, because M pretty much stole the kid. He is the father of more than one kid, but not because, this parent was so unfit. No, what he did is that M's influence, he talked to the judge or whoever that he needed to talk to, and instead of going to the father, which should have happened, it actually went to M, and now M's taking care of a kid that he don't need to take care of, that shouldn't be in his custody. It was on a TikTok, actually. The girl came out and was like, hey, I just found out that I had this father that was able to take care of me, and it didn't happen all because of my stepdad M. There was a YouTube video that was reading a news article reporting on it. So what I'm saying is, that's what Nick Cannon was talking to, because if you know behind the scenes information, you know that Nick Cannon found out a lot of stuff about this M situation, which is why M didn't say anything. He just tried to cover it up behind the scenes, and then that's why you have out of nowhere Nick being like, yeah. I'm making my peace with Eminem. We're no longer beefing, because M got some phone call. He scrambled to get some help and to cover that all up. And M, even on the public side, didn't even say nothing much. He only had like one line talking about, I don't need to diss somebody that doesn't have a career. I don't need to diss somebody that just dead already. Something like that. On You Gonna Learn, I think it was. Well, or what song was that on? I'm not sure, but he only had one line saying something going at Nick Cannon, because there was a bunch of, which I have on my playlist, Eminem versus the World, a bunch of stuff that Nick Cannon knew. The dude was in talks with one of the things that he was doing, he was in talks with a YouTuber that was a part of the hip hop scene long time ago, when before M was even signed. So he knows a bunch of stuff. He's talked to D12 members. He's talked to MGK when his thing was a thing when he had a beef with Eminem. He's been talking to a bunch of people, so he knows a bunch of information. That's what the stepdaddy thing.
Paying to get people on his side. That's pretty racist, dude. In case you didn't know.
You just said something. You couldn't provide any examples, any context, and ran. This dude's not racist. Nick Cannon's not racist.
That's book. Dude, he be saying some crazy shit.
You're bloody ignorant, and you're a coon.
Oh, great. Oh, wow. I said Nick Cannon was racist I said he was being racist in those three diss tracks of his. So I'm a coon now. I'm a coon. Oh my God, that's so hurtful. I'm a coon for calling Nick Cannon now on his race baiting BS. Calling Eminem a Klansman. He disrespects black people. So does Nick. that freaking BS right there. I'm cooning for the white man. Oh my God, it's so painful. What an idiots.
That's what
We did, like, for real. We did hear the same diss tracks, right? From Nick Cannon to Eminem. We heard the same things, right? Saying, like, calling Eminem the biggest Klansman, saying that he voted for Trump because he's white. We heard the same diss tracks, right?
you are. Bro, cry or don't cry, I really don't care. This is not necessarily to hurt your feelings. It's more like it's a factual statement. Because yes, you are cooning. To be like M is the greatest rapper of all time when there's so many other people before him that's done a better job than him. Hell, there's white people that's done better jobs than him. It's racist. That's point blank and simple. And anybody who defends that is cooning.
I just found out about it today while I was at work, and I was listening to it. The one song that got me the most was the Three Demons. Now I want y'all to actually hear this and also this is about the whole Nick Cannon and Lord Jamar calling Eminem a guest in hip hop because he's white, calling him a guest in hip hop because apparently he's not that great of a hip hop lyricist, even though Eminem is in pretty much in everybody's top 10. Nick Cannon is in nobody's top 10. I never even heard of freaking Lord Jamar. Lord Jamar. So
that only proves my point on how you don't deserve to speak on hip hop because you're purely a casual who doesn't know anything about the culture. No, somebody who listened to a couple of albums growing up doesn't all of a sudden get the right to discuss hip hop and be the number one authority on it. And be like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Nobody can tell me nothing. Who the hell are you? That's what a bunch of white folks in this space are doing now. Setting up all these channels, being YouTube hip-hop commentators. Who the hell are you? Don't know nothing about the culture, but just speaking on it. This is what, just because you black and listen to a couple of albums doesn't mean that you have that right. Anybody that don't know who somebody like Lord Jamar and Brand Nubian and all these conscious rappers, if they don't know anything from back then, they don't know these rappers, they don't know hip hop. That's like talking about how I don't know MC Lights or the real Roxanne Shante. That's what that's like saying. You don't know hip hop. Since when does popularity equal authority? Just because you're not on somebody's top 10 because you're not, or just because you don't have this popularity doesn't all of a sudden mean you don't have any authority anywhere. And not to mention, you do realize that everybody that's talking about, he's in my top 10, darn near everybody's a signed artist or trying to be a signed artist. You can't, and that's, once you become a signed artist, we've been saying since the early days of hip-hop, pretty much, that yes, you sold out at that point. Nobody that's said anything bad about him has a career in hip-hop. And they could have been making millions, billions of dollars. Just look at Ja Rule and Murder Inc. They were making millions of dollars. The Gotti Boys were talking about we were spending $2 million in a club every week. Ja himself is making millions. He has a beef with Eminem. Oh, well, we got to get you out of here. You can't make nothing in hip-hop no more. What you call it? Benzino, he has the Source magazine, making millions of dollars, man. He has his own thriving rap career. He's had some problem with M. You can't make money here no more. Look at Cage. Look at Evidence. Look at Everlast. Look at MGK. He had to change genres. Cage is now a complete underground artist. He can't do nothing mainstream. I was so shocked when I saw him able to get on a song with who was it? Kid Cudi. I was like, man, Kid Cudi must be trying not to do no more work with M anymore. Because you don't work with M's enemies and be all of a sudden able to still have a career like that, usually. In most cases. You have to be behind Diddy in order for anything like that to happen. And as you can see, MGK is the only one able to do something because he's the one behind Diddy.
Apparently, Dr. Dre, somebody who's worth over $700 million, he saw the potential in Eminem, but apparently this guy and other these pro-black rappers didn't see it. Don't see it. And Eminem brings in the numbers, the record sales, the popularity. Everybody, a lot of these new school rappers want Eminem as a feature, but apparently to some guys, it's not that big, not that big of a deal.
I don't care if Dre was worth $1 trillion. That doesn't mean anything. Your bank, how much money you have, doesn't all of a sudden mean you're the authority. Doesn't mean anything. It doesn't talk about the talent. It doesn't talk about the skill level. It doesn't talk about the knowledge of the culture. It does not. At all. Not to mention, as you said, that was a cash grab. You know that once you get a white guy, that everybody that wasn't dealing with it all of a sudden turns their head and like, hey, this is looking pretty good now. This is looking pretty good. They do that all the time with everything. They weren't around here trying to give Logic not Academy Awards, but Grammys. And Logic himself has to turn around and be like, yeah, I didn't deserve that. It was actually Kendrick. All the time. They do this all the time with everything. Whether it be the music, whether it be the movies, whether it be the food. They know nothing about no oxtail. Oxtail is now a delicacy. They know nothing about no grits. Grits is a delicacy now. There was nothing to do with it before. All of a sudden, white people do it, they got all turn their heads. Oh, well, it actually is legit. Just look at twerking. Twerking was some ghetto stuff, that some low down type stuff. Now we got white girls making twerk classes. They getting money off of twerking. Another thing I'm talking about, which is white folks getting money off of black cultures and discoveries that they've contributed to the world. Hip-hop as a genre, I mean, look at all the execs and all these record labels. Who owns that? Is that white folks or black folks? 9 times out of 10, it's somebody white. Or we got a white guy owning the distribution, so they know how to so they got all the money at the end of the day. So we gotta always play ball with what this white guy is saying that we want. And if it's the most ignorant and degrading things that can possibly be, well, that's what they gotta put out because they can't make money no other way. And you know what that reminds me of with those these rappers that always want to feature with them because they're after a quick cash grab? That reminds me of 50 Cent. And what did 50 Cent do? He was taking all these ad deals, all these brand deals from everybody. And everybody in the culture was like, nah, we ain't doing this. We gotta be loyal to the culture. And 50 Cent was like, I don't care. I'm getting my money. And now look, you can't even make the same amount of money that you was making before in rap. You have to use rap and parlay that into something else. You can't get money like that anymore. Rap as a genre is losing its money. It's making a smaller amount of money now than it was before. And everybody want to feature from somebody like Drake as well. Are we going to say Drake is the better rapper because everybody wants to feature for him? And as a matter of fact, I hear more people wanting to feature from Drake than M. So are we going to say he's a better rapper just off the strength of that? No, that doesn't mean anything. Just because everybody knows you and wants a piece of what you've got to offer doesn't all of a sudden make you the best person of all time. I mean, people, at what point, let's say if MC Hammer, at the height of his career, and everybody wanted to feature from MC Hammer, are we going to say that he is the best rapper of all time? He is not the best rapper by a long shot. What did Ice-T say? Yes, one of the most popular rappers, but he was one of the wackest rappers. Why? Because it wasn't about the lyrics. And not being about the lyrics makes you not the best rapper or the best lyricist by default.
Let me know if y'all consider Eminem a guest in hip hop.
Kick a hyperspheric every time I run up on a track.
Yeah, so this guy completely altered the freaking altered this video in order to appease his opinion. And the one thing that he brought forth was, don't date a black girl, take it as a diss. If you want, but if you don't, And what this was what some people labeled as Eminem's racist diss. Because
So this is what we doing now. What some people label as racist. This is what we doing now. In a minute, we're going to have people running around here saying the N-word, and we're going to be like, well, some people call the N-word racist. Oh, well, you know what? As a matter of fact, that's exactly what we are doing. If you look on YouTube, there's a bunch of people defending people for using the N-word, talking about, the context and everything. No, that is racist. This is racist. He has a whole rap hour calling black people, black men, black women, all types of derogatory things. He's called black men spear checkers and moon crickets. He has said the N-word plenty of times. Yes, he is racist. Yes, this is racist.
Because he said something about black women. A lot, and his thing, a lot of black people heard this. They don't care.
First off, there was a lot of black people saying something. There was a cover-up of that, which is why you only have 2 songs and not the whole racist rap hour. And he tried to justify it by saying, I was in love with the black girl broke up with me, and I made this out of anger, which was a lie. His family said he was lying, and Zeno actually came out. He's like, yeah, I've talked to the girl. She doesn't want anything, any attention or whatnot. But she says that no, we're not dating. This dude's making this up. There was a black girl that he probably liked, and she didn't reciprocate those feelings, so he came out with the diss track. That's likely what happened. It's already been proven that he wasn't dating a black girl. Some people want to argue that it doesn't exist, that she doesn't exist. I think she does, because that's what Zeno said. The real Benzino was like, yeah, I did some investigating. I hired a private investigator, and yeah, she wasn't dating this dude. And I think it was Carcino that was like, yeah, most people don't know, but there was a chink put into Eminem's armor. They all of a sudden got a wide old crack in there, because M was, after that, never sold the same like that. He had to do all these tricks to match those numbers. He has to have the money come in on the back end. He has to always have his stuff playing on some ad, or it's got to be in a movie or something. But Carcino was like, yeah, he's never sold the same after that. So obviously there was people that cared. And even if nobody cared at all, doesn't all of a sudden make it right.
Apparently this guy does. A lot of people heard this from Eminem. They don't care. They don't care that this track is out. Like, for real. Tell me one black rapper who didn't disrespect black women. Especially with these new school rappers. Tell me.
Well, if we're going to talk about these new school rappers, then I should actually direct you to this letter that was an open letter to the hip-hop community about why rap is the way it is today. Because there was a bunch of record labels. They got in together, in bed together with these private prisons, and these private prisons were saying, we can make a killing. We can make billions, we can make trillions of dollars. What we need you to do is to do gangster rap. We don't want party. We don't want conscious. We want this gangster gutter rap. The most negative thing, we want that pushed to the forefront. That way, these people will, see these images, see these rhymes, they will act upon it. And we will put them in jail. And as you can see, that's worked pretty well. That's an open letter to hip hop. They was like, yes, I walked away after that. I chose not to be a part of the industry, but I've looked over these 4 generations or so, and see that it worked. So that's why we have all these rappers disrespecting women. And not to mention, I don't care. The skin color is different, the dynamic is different, which makes the situation different. That doesn't all of a sudden give him the right to do what he's done. Also, forget black women. Let's not talk about black women, and let's talk about how all the black men he's disrespect by calling them the N-word and spear checker and moon cricket. Let's talk about that if that's the case.
If you're watching this, what's his dude name? Benzino. Yeah, from this guy named Benzino. Tell me what black rapper do you know that didn't talk trash about black women in their music? But apparently this guy is only aiming at Eminem.
Well, since you're asking, Will Smith.
You have like for real. You have a lot of freaking rappers out here talk about especially when a represent women, hit it, quit it, then leave, and don't take responsibility for your kids. Again, this is one of those guys that.
Can you please explain what does that have to do with racism? Which, I mean, it does have something to do with racism, but not in the way that you're saying it does. I'm quite sure that you don't know what way it has to do with racism. What way does that have to do with racism? Please explain.
That's merely Eminem. I don't care how many record sales Eminem got. He's still a guest. Guys, I tell you. So, man, some of these people out here that just freaking hate on Eminem just out of the blue. They say even when a lot of people out here praising Eminem, like a lot of rappers, well-known rappers like Game, Kanye, Lil Wayne, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, all these people out here praising Eminem for elevating the rap game to a higher standard.
So, has this dude been living under a rock or did not hear the recent news with Game and M? Has this dude been living under a rock or didn't know the past beef with Snoop Dogg? Really? Besides, DMX actually dissed M. I got a video about that on my channel. And he did it in Party Up. I got a whole video on that. These guys are now praising him because they either can make money or they're afraid of losing money. Give me a rapper that's publicly come out against this guy and is now still in the mainstream making the same amount of money or more than they were before. You can't give me that. You got a bunch of blackballed people and people who are out of the game. The only one you have is MGK, and he's not a rapper like that anymore. He is a rock star. He'll occasionally come back, do a single. He might start doing an album soon, and then he's going to go right back to rock because he can't make money no more. M called around and cut off this dude's money.
Rap God is over 1 billion views.
Since you brought up Rap God, let's talk about it. Did you know that Rap God is not an Eminem song? It's actually a song that Eminem stole. And the person he stole it from came out and made a diss track against M. Also, there's been plenty of people who have actually responded to Rap God. There's been Papoose and a bunch of other people who made their own version. And since you claim that this song makes you the best, I'm gonna put out a song and it's gonna be better, and I'm going to wait for you to respond. Eminem never responded to any of those songs. There's been a bunch of people who came out with their own version of Rap God. And the originator, who I've said in the earlier the video, his nickname is the Rap God. I'm not sure if that's his official rap name or that's just a nickname. Rap God. And he came out with his diss track and came out with hashtag Rap God. There's been other rappers who came out with their version of Rap God. And I mean signed artists, not just some YouTubers, actual signed artists. So I don't think that proves anything. And also, this thing's been remixed to bloody hell. Of course it has 1 billion views now. Of course it does.
Rihanna likes collabing with Eminem. A lot of these singers like collabing with Eminem. Apparently, this guy is the only one who apparently doesn't like Eminem.
Adele actually backed down from working with Eminem on a song because she knew the song was going to be terrible. She knew that working with him wasn't going to be good for her career. So there are people that don't like working with him. It was Cool Mo D who said, "Hey, I don't consider Eminem to be the best rapper alive. I wouldn't put him on that list because the system was made for people like him to be pushed to the top. Of course, he's not going to have to do as much and be put there. And the Cool Mo D is a hip hop legend. So if you do not know him, you do not know hip hop. Which, once again, I'm quite sure you don't know hip hop. You obviously don't. And just because Rihanna said, oh my gosh, I like working with him. What does that mean? She gets a paycheck off of that. She's a signed artist to the industry. She's not some a truly underground independent label. And do those people know anything about hip hop like that? That's underground like that? That would be like, yes, I would love to do a feature with him because he's the greatest of all time. Or is they're saying that just because he's an artist that's popular enough that would do wonders for their career. Then that's only going to do wonders if you're white, because it's already been established with the many black people that have come through there that if you're not white, just because you do a feature with him, it doesn't mean anything. And as I've been saying earlier, there's been plenty of rappers that have come out against him. What did DISL Automatic do? What did our...
But I'm just one guy here. Hey, that's his personal opinion. That's how he feels about it. Me, I say Eminem's one of the GOATs. You may not like it, but I don't care. It's my opinion. I say whatever the hell I want. And if you are also going to use my videos for a reference to call me out, you better make sure that you don't use just 30 seconds from a freaking 12-minute video. That's stupid. But that's stupid. First of all, you telling me that whole 12 minutes, you only used the 30 seconds? You only using 30 seconds? But who?
Yeah, that is your opinion, but I don't have to respect that. If you want me to respect your opinion, you have to provide suitable proof and evidence to prove that your opinion is respectable. And you have not. Your opinion is unrespectable. You talk as a person who seems very uneducated about hip-hop. Period. And do your research once again. I made the video. Once again, I made the video. Do your research.